Hey, I'm Alex Radical from Board Game Co. and today I wanted to review 9 Minute Kingdoms. Small box game, very flimsy small box. Got this game on Kickstarter, and I just wanted to talk about it because it's, well, delightful. It's delightful, it's cheap, it's affordable. I don't know how you can get your hands on it right now. There may or may not be a retail offering, but in case you find yourself hunting down a copy in the secondhand market or paying attention for another Kickstarter, I thought this would be a fun little game to talk about because it's just compelling. It's delightful, it's compelling, it's simple, it's to the point. This will not follow the format of my normal reviews. This is just me talking about this game quickly, and well, let's get into it. So, 9 Minute Kingdoms is a game which you're going to spend 9 minutes playing the game, and I say legitimately 9 minutes. I timed my first game, and it was 9.5 minutes from start to finish, well, once you got past the rules. Subsequent games do vary depending on what modules you throw in. There's a whole bunch of modules. We will not talk about them all, but we'll briefly touch upon the variety and aspects they add to the game. With that said, the general idea is you're building out a 9 card square, a 3x3 square of cards. You're going to pick up 10 cards, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You have your 10 cards. You're going to look at your hand. You're going to draft a single card. You're going to pick one card to put it down into your kingdom where you're going to start creating a 3x3 square. Now, when you do that, you can go ahead and grab a card, put it wherever you want. Right now, I have complete freedom of my options. I can build in any direction. I can build 2 above here. I can build out to the left and to the right. I don't have to make any decisions about where this card goes until eventually, once I place down my third card, well, at that point, it's a little locked in just because of the nature of now it's 3 this wide. I can still go higher or lower or 1 in each row, but only as you build will you lock yourself in. You don't have to pick a defined space beforehand. Past that, you're going for these goals over here. You can have 7 different goals in play. You'll always have the King's Road card, which is effectively the longest road. You're going to pick a starting point and then count the number of dots on that starting point. So you can say, oh, look at this. I can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's my longest road. Does anyone else have more than that? Well, whoever has the most will get those points. Ties go to nobody. From there, you're going to see who has the most of this building, this building, this building. Whoever has the most, the largest section of this color, the largest section of this color, or the most sections of that color. And these are all going to be picked from this pile of goals. So you're going to have a different variety of different options you're going through every single time, different flexibility as far as the actual game. Going back to your actual hands, you're going to go ahead and have your 10 cards, and you're going to say, you know what, given the goals on the table, if I get something that has at least, oh, that's a good starting point, that gives me, nope, does not give me the right things. Let's see, this one gives me that and that. This one gives me that and that. Not good enough, not good enough. I don't have any of the cards that will actually give me the defined colors that I really want. This is tough. This is tough. The largest green, nope, doesn't help me. I'll go for that. I'll go ahead and pick this one over here. And the reason I'll pick this one is because I know that I'm getting, nope, wrong card, wrong card. I picked the wrong card. Let's just pick this one. Let's pick this one. This is actually not a bad one. So this one over here is going to count for a few things. The first is going to give us this castle over here. That's helpful. It's going to also contribute towards that over there. And it's going to give us a large section of that and at least a partial section of red. Whole lot of things being created. I'm going to pass this to my teammate and we'll go ahead, not teammate, my opponent. We'll grab their 9 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And we're going to go ahead and pick theirs. Now I'm going to go through this. Honestly, I think I'll just play a whole game because, like I said already, it's a short game. So I'm going to play a fantasy little fictional game of just me versus me, picking cards as I go through it. And so with that, we're going to go ahead and grab a card. And I want to continue my section of green, but I can't get the red and the green. I could do this over here. That's not bad. That's not bad. That enhances my large section of green. So I think I'm going to go this way. We'll pass them. They'll remove a card. We'll pass them. They'll move a card. So I have this hand coming back to me. And we'll see what we got. Now we have 8 cards left in this hand. What do I want to continue adding? I want small sections of blue. That's definitely going to help. But I also want sections of red, and this will definitely help me with that aspect. So this can help me a bit over here. So it can help me in a few different ways. You see, this is continuing my large section of green. It's continuing to give me castles. It's also giving me a section of blue, and it's continuing my longest road. So again, we're going to go ahead and pick a card to get rid of, take the next hand back, and I still haven't committed exactly where I'm going with this one, which is fine. I don't need to. I do want that lumberjack little icon there, and I want to continue my section of green over there, but I don't know if that's the best one necessarily. Although it might be, because this gives me another section of blue. I'll continue my section of red, but it's going to lock in my section of red. I don't love that. What if I do this over here? If I do this over here, that expands my section of red, but doesn't give me anything else, but it does keep me another blue. I think I'll go with that one. That's not the worst thing over here. Let's go ahead and shuffle this up and get rid of a card. So we have that one gone. And taking that back, this card over here, what do we have over here? So we have a bunch of options. Again, we can continue. Our section of red is still large. Our multiple sections of blue is not bad. The green's not going to help us over there, so this one over here is really not bad as well, but it doesn't really give us any of the buildings we want. Neither does this for that matter. Neither does this for that matter. This one does give us the building we want, and the section of blue, I can work with this one. I can work this one. So if we go ahead and put this over here, we're now locking in, unfortunately, which might hurt us a bit, but let's go with it. Let's go with it. We're continuing our red. We're adding another section of blue, and again, we're going to shuffle this up and get rid of it, and then draw another card. And then we'll go through this over here. So we're almost done over here. We got that one over there. That's certainly not bad. It's certainly not bad. I can go down here, continue our section of green. I think that's actually not bad at all, but it might be better if we do it this way. I'll explain why soon enough. So we're going to do this one over here. I'm going to shuffle this up and get rid of a card. I'm going to go over here. I may have got rid of too many cards. I don't know, but we'll see. We'll see. Let's go ahead and figure out what we can do over here. We have the green and the blue is certainly not a bad thing. It's another green as well, which is certainly not a bad thing. So let's go ahead and pop this down over here. I'm not overly thinking about this, as you can see. This would be okay, but not my go-to. I prefer the green. We'll talk about why shortly. We'll shuffle this up. We'll get rid of a card. Pick these. We'll be down to our last card shortly. Over here, we have to go ahead and pick one. Which do we want more? The green that's not going to help us over there, unfortunately. This one will help us over here. Ooh, this is a good one. This is a good one. We're going to go and pop this down over here. That's perfect. It's beautiful. It could not have been better if I was asking for myself. I think it could arguably be, it's basically the same as this, but we'll toss that around. Lost card goes away. And then we have this one. Now we have our shape lined out. Let's go ahead and move this a little bit more centered, because we actually know where things are going. And then we pick our last card, and over here, we have to pick from these. Now keep in mind, obviously, all the cards in discarding are based on a fictional AI person who's randomly picking a card, so it's not the same as a real game, not exactly, but it's close. It's close enough, I guess. The windmill would probably be helpful for us. Let's go with the windmill. I don't see another reason to do anything else. I mean, this would be great for a larger section of green, but it doesn't actually help us. We're just going to go for the large windmill and call that a day. And that's what we have. That's our 9-minute kingdoms. So first of all, you're going to see what's the largest section of green. Let's pretend I have that because it's large enough. I'm assuming I have that. Largest section of red. Let's pretend someone else beat us on. We won't take that one. We have two windmills. That's probably not enough. Somebody probably beat us there. I'm just making things up at this point. We have this house over here. 1, 2, only 2. Let's say someone beat us there as well, but we do have a bunch of castles. We have 1, 2, we have 3, 4, 5. We have a whole bunch of castles. 6. We're going to take the castle one. That's ours. I think I took some that were not mine. This is not mine, and this is not mine. And then we're going to have the blue. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sections of blue. That's pretty good. And then we have this one over here for longest road. I'm not even going to guess on that one. Who knows who could have gotten it. Let's pretend someone else got it, but it would be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, possibly 8, 9. 9 might be the longest. You have to try to figure out that's how that exactly works out sometimes. Like even something, by the way, something like this at the end is actually probably the right move, because I probably could have done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. No, it's still 9. Doesn't really help. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Boom. You can do 10 that way if you do that. So you can see how there's often opportunities to get a longer road as you go through it. And that's basically what's going on, except for one thing. One thing left. We have to go ahead and take a look at these cards. These cards are going to reward you for having the most different types of icon in an area. Let's go ahead and show you how. So on our red card, in addition to the points we got from these, so we have 3, 3, and 3, excellent. In our green area, the place we have the most icons, we have 3 different icons in our green area. That's going to be worth 2 points to us. 3 icons is 2 points. In our red area, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 different icons. 4 different icons will be worth 4 points over there. So you can see the more points you get, the more icons you get, the more points. In our green area, it's 3 icons, only 3 again. So again, get another 2 points over there. And then finally, in our blue area, well, we only have 1 icon in our largest blue area, which is unfortunately worth 0 points. Had you gotten the most, had you gotten all 5, you get 7 points for that. You add up your score, and that is 9-minute kingdoms. And that's how you play the game before you get into any number of just chunks and chunks of different rule sets for all the variants, and the stacks of cards, and more cards, and more cards, and more cards, and more cards for this game. So, let's talk about this game. Easy to play. Incredibly easy to dive into. This game is basically pick up 10 cards, draft them around, a few simple scoring mechanisms. The most complicated part of this game is actually sorting through what you got in the Kickstarter edition to figure out what's from the base game and what's from the expansions. Once you're done with that, you're good to go. Ease of play is off the charts. Game length is 9 minutes. I've timed it. Some of the variants can go longer. I have not timed every single game I've played of this. I timed my first game, and after that I thought it wasn't worth it anymore. If our first game was 9.5 minutes, I'm okay with that. But yeah, it's a quick moving, actually 9-minute Kingdoms game. Overall, as far as what I like, don't like, and can see others not liking, and I don't know if I'll follow that format heavily, I enjoy this game. I enjoy this game a lot. This game is very quick, very accessible. It's great when you only have 9 to 15 minutes, whatever it is, to set up, table, play, all of that stuff. And the game is rewarding as far as the quick, simple drafting. I love drafting. As you start, it's becoming a little not necessarily right as clear off the bat, but the more you play, and especially at lower player counts, one of the nice things about playing this game at lower player counts is there's a degree of screwage as far as what you're drafting to your neighbor. As far as saying, oh, I want both these cards, but that card's less helpful for you, so I think I'm more likely to see it back, and I'm going to hand you this card, this handful of cards that don't help what you're doing at all. You're being mindful of the goals your opponent is going for, and the goals you're going for and how you're going to achieve those. This game is quick playing, quick to teach, quick to dive into, and it's just generally rewarding as you try to figure out the most optimal way to build out your kingdom. The thing I would say I most don't like about the game is it does arguably lean on the simple side. Simple is not necessarily a bad thing. For a 9-minute game, I very much enjoy simple. For a 3.5-hour game, simple is not quite as great. But this game is a 9-minute game. Simple is great. Simple is accessible, appealing. I can play this game with anything from kids to gateway gamers to friends to my wife to my game group, and I will enjoy it in all different ways because it's 9 minutes. It's 9 minutes of pure, simple, enjoyable fun, and then when you're bored of that pure, simple, enjoyable fun, you can mix it up in any number of different ways. You can choose to play a 4x4 grid with a 2-player game. There's a bunch of modules as far as specific 2-player games. There's variance as far as how you score the goals. There's variance as far as different types of cards, different goals, different anything, as far as different challenges you're going through. There's solo play, there's team play, there's team play, there's solo play, there's 2-player play, there's a bunch of modules, a bunch of expansions, all of which give you different ways to mix up the experience that make this a game that is both simple, compelling, enjoyable, fast-playing, accessible, and highly variable as well. The biggest complaints I'd have against it are, first of all, this Kickstarter box over here is flimsy and garbage feeling. It was a cheap game, I'm not complaining, I'm commenting, but I would say more than that, my bigger problem with it is once you sleeve things, they're not fitting in the box. The way I fit things in the box is it's all on the box like this. This is how it fits in the box when sleeved. Not my favorite, a little bit annoying to store it. I might find another box to store this somewhere in a way that makes more sense because they sold you sleeves, and gave you the sleeves, and then made sure it didn't fit in the box with sleeves. That's my biggest complaint against this game. It was a cheap, affordable, reasonably priced game that delivers a lot of game for the price point in a way that is very highly compelling. If you enjoy games like Cascadia, if you enjoy any sort of puzzle-y optimization game, if you enjoy any games that have degrees of point scoring and trying to figure out the most efficient way to maximize your point scoring along the way, if you enjoy Bunny Kingdom and you want something that gives you a Bunny Kingdom experience in 9 minutes, well, this won't be Bunny Kingdom, but it'll be as good as you get for 9 minutes of play. If you enjoy Cascadia, but you want something that's a little bit less variable, well, not less variable, this is just as variable, a little bit less Cascadia, I guess, in 9 minutes, this will give you that game. This is a very solid game that I absolutely recommend. If you like simple, engaging, point-scoring games, I think this is one that you'll enjoy. It is cheap. It is reasonably, not cheap, cheap's a bad term. It's reasonably priced. Let's go with that. Much more favorable term. It's a reasonably priced game that just does well in a short playtime with a lot of ways to mix up the experience. If you can hunt down a copy of this game, I would strongly encourage it if this is the genre of games you like. If you like games like Bunny Kingdom, like Cascadia, like Luna Capital, like any of these games that give you a way to score and a way to optimize, and if you like drafting too, this has all those things in a very nice, very reasonably sized, perhaps a little bit too reasonably sized box. I wish it were a drop bigger, but past that, I have basically only good things to say about 9-minute Kingdoms. As far as final thoughts, I think I basically primarily rambled at my final thoughts. There's not a lot I don't like here. I mean, sure, I can complain about the level of strategy. It's simple. It is on the simple side, but for 9 minutes, I'm not complaining. As far as rating, I'm going to give this a 4 out of 5. I really like it, and I highly recommend 9-minute Kingdoms. Until next time, I'm Alex Radcliffe from Board Game Co. Hope you enjoyed this video, and as always, I hope you have a good one.